Today on Social, Danielle strays to the Upper East Side to visit one cool cat. She then hits the town in a way only Danielle can. Okay?
I'm super wealthy, baby. I got that money that flows.
I'm just an average mom with a very unaverage life.
And don't worry, see, we don't have to bring any clothes. We just know.
I have many friends and a social calendar that's just busting at the seams.
See you the type of girl that I like. You set your heart in the fire on the ice. And you know when you
I'll make no apologies for enjoying the finer things in life.
Cause I got it. Anything I wanna buy, cause I got it. You can be all the Maserati, cause I got it.
People say I'm a socialite. I say I'm just social.
Anything I wanna buy, cause I got it.
I'm on my way to see Lee Rocker and his wife Debbie. Lee is best known for his career with the Stray Cats. He's very multifaceted, but in his career he's sold over 10 million albums. He's had 23 platinum and gold albums, up for a Grammy, and I'm really excited about seeing their newly renovated pied-à-terre home and apartment in Manhattan. Hi, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Really good, thank you.
Hello.
I'm good. Really good, thanks. Tell me a little bit about what you've done. It seems like there's a lot more height in here.
We did everything
than
with
there was.
this. I mean, when we got it, it was definitely not in this shape, and we actually restored it back to the original architecture. We really opened it up and raised the ceilings as high as they would go.
She had really dropped them so much that we didn't feel small. We felt quite tall. And I think she did it because she wanted to put this recessed lighting, which is not original from the 40s. When we wanted to do some of that Art Deco influence in the color scheme, and bringing the gold leaf and the silver leaf really made that drama happen, especially right here, because this is, to me, this is the area where you want to make
It's
the
a first
impact.
impression. Well, you know I have to know about this.
Oh yeah.
Please do tell, Stray Cat.
Sure.
Back in the 80s, I definitely was a big fan of the Stray Cats. How hard is it to get me to just play a note?
Come over
Can you
here.
teach me how to
Sure.
play a note?
Danielle walks into the house and in 2 seconds she's getting a upright bass lesson from Lee, which I've asked for maybe 22 of the 23 years we've been together. So I was a little bit jealous, but it must have been fun for her.
Kinda like that.
Not really. Now do it again. Show how the master does it. Aha! So you're using all your fingers kind of to get it.
Right.
Wow, that's cool, thank you.
Sure.
Lucky for you, I've been married 23 years and I
Well, lucky for you. Please tell me.
Well,
Do tell.
this chair means a lot to me. It was for many years in the chateau that my father had in the south of France.
Oh, nice.
And he had 2 of them. He had one in his chateau and one in his house in London. And unfortunately, my father passed away 2.5 years ago. He must have had it 20 years, 30 years. I'm guessing it's probably a couple of 100 years old.
So now we've gotten our full history and update on Mr. Man here, Mr. Chair. I want you to please show me the rest of your
All right.
apartment.
Well, you know, the most important thing in the house has got to be the liquor at for any occasion.
I would say
So-
it's the Gucci glasses.
Well, I disagree with that. But yeah, every house needs a good bar. I think we found this in Texas, and it's like a Art Deco lucite rolling bar, which I usually roll up to it as opposed to it rolling
being
up to
rolled
me.
to you?
Yeah.
So what birthday are you approaching?
50th.
May I ask? 50?
Yeah.
I'm behind you, but not by much.
All right. So it's a big year, and that's part of the reason I think that Deborah and I decided to return to New York is at this point our kids are out and at college, and I'm trying a lot of different things this year, which I haven't done before. I mean, I've been on the road for 30 years with the Stray Cats and on my own, and finished a Broadway show in January, $1 Million Quartet.
Nice.
Yeah. One of the things everyone's going, what's the difference, rock and roll and Broadway? And I can tell you one of the similarities is the backstage is exactly the same. It's like CBGB's in 1979 back there.
Rooms and
It looks good from the front,
Yeah. So show me where you sit and you have your drinks. Once you do have a drink, please.
Usually here on the sofa.
This painting, again, is close to my heart.
I think it has something to do with this guy over here too.
Absolutely, I'll tell you about the correlation there. This is an original Andy Warhol painting of another artist named Jean Cocteau, French artist, 20th century. And my father was a collector of Cocteau, so he had this big gala one year to open a museum that he had set up in Orange County, California. And he went to Warhol to commission him to do this painting from this photograph, which is an original Man Ray photograph of Jean Cocteau. Turns out Andy was a fan of Jean Cocteau's as well.
I'm sure he would have maybe liked to done the likeness of all of us and put us in like a 3D modern day.
Fabulous.
That would have been fun, really fun. I had a hard time, I'm sorry if I seem distracted, but my eye was distracted a lot and caught by this. You got some splaining to do.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's our main home. Is in Laguna Beach, and
This is an amazing instrument.
yeah. So they asked me to do a photo shoot for their magazine there, which was a fun thing to do, to drag one of my basses down to Main Beach. What you don't see is on the other side of this on a Sunday afternoon was about 2,000 people, and we've got the family portrait in here too. It's a cool magazine, and just talking about a lot of the things that I have going on now. This is a year for me that I'm doing a lot of different projects. So I did the Broadway show and put out an EP. It's just coming out next month.
You guys have a really nice view from here because that is an incredible building to look at. That's so true New York.
I love it. I love seeing
Upper East Side,
beautiful
New York
mansion.
City.
Yeah, I think we must have seen at least 100 places.
75.
75?
75.
I think it was 100.
Okay.
But
it felt like it.
when we walked in here, we really knew that this was the one.
When we come back, Danielle checks out the rest of Lee and Debbie's pied-à-terre. Ooh, that could have been one costly water stain.
That's the new EP I was telling you about. So that's actually a guitar made out of a cigar box that I played on some of it.
No way.
Yeah.
Cool. That's so cool.
It started to hit garage sales and find weird instruments and figure out how to play them. And that was sort of the whole story behind this record, which is called the Cover Sessions. The last Stray Cats thing that we did, we do a tour every couple of years. That was, I think 2004, and we filmed a concert at Brixton Academy in London. Yeah, well, we definitely, played a lot of the classic Stray Cats stuff, like I always do, whether it's one of my concerts or a Stray Cats concert with Rock This Town and Stray Cats Strut. And,
My fave.
yeah. We still
Who
do
doesn't love the Stray Cats strut?
still do Sexy and 17 once in a while, but it is a little creepy to sing it.
Well, you have a daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
This disc here with Lee playing the cigar box, which is something I'd never even known existed until he started playing it. He was in the house for months on end playing all types of instruments. And I thought, honey, you're a bass player. You play your guitar really well. But I couldn't believe how quickly he learned these instruments.
Right.
Suddenly there was banjo all over our house. There was harmonica going everywhere.
With a renovation like this, I would think I would want to see the ladies' room, which would be the kitchen.
Great, let's go.
Plus, I'm Sicilian. I like to cook. Girl
I
likes to
actually do cook occasionally.
I'll see about that.
When we first arrived to this place, this floor was slate, and it just felt really dim and dingy. We said, let's brighten it up. We wanted to get that retro feeling to go with our place. So we did the black and white tiles in the marble, and we again raised the ceiling here, slimmed down some of the beams, took all of the hardware off the doors, because I felt like anything protruding into the room just took space.
It does.
And I didn't like seeing hinges. So we hit our pantry, we hit our laundry. And the black and white thing was always something I wanted to do, but never had the opportunity to do in the houses we were in. It just didn't fit the style of those.
It's a great theme. I like it.
I like it.
And the red trim.
Well, the red trim, that was Lee's idea, actually.
I like that.
That's his,
Thank you.
his
I
input.
do, I really, really do. I do like this though. Little
Thank
handles
you.
on the chairs.
This was something that I saw. It was a style that was already there. The seat is leather, which I find a little better, but this was brilliant, I thought.
It is. It's brilliant.
Well, that's one
this
of
proves you are a cook.
This is your pasta pot
There
filler,
you go.
right? And this stove I'd never seen before, but it's pretty common here in Manhattan.
Yeah, it's very common in
The
Manhattan,
Blue
but
Star.
It rocks. It's really
it's
good.
a rock star kind of oven.
It's
yeah.
a killer oven.
It is.
So it evenly.
It's so even
heats.
temperature. Everything in
Wonderful.
these is even temperature.
It's awesome. And this is our little note board where, that's our grocery list for the day. These are
That's so cute.
the handful of things that I want. I didn't want to replace all the granite. We had done enough, and it's such nice stone that there was no reason to replace it. So
You made it raw again.
just took off the sheen. The person who owned it before us definitely had taste. It was just a different era than we wanted to be in. And I don't know if you love George Jensen as much as we do.
Amazing. I've seen the bulk of your apartment and your space here in Manhattan, but I want to know where you'd sleep.
So here we are. It's our master.
Oh, very pretty. This is really beautiful, the combination you did, and you kept it soft, and yet you added a masculine touch for your hubby.
Yeah, I did the gold wall back here.
Yeah, that's
sort of like
amazing.
the ceilings, but that's all. I think they blow it on with some kind of torch or heater or something.
Not everybody's so fortunate to have a huge bathroom in New York, in Manhattan.
So you had to make a vanity, right?
So we brought in the vanity. It's a piece from the 30s as well. It's got the burl wood and the leather and the lucite, along with the lucite chair.
It's beautiful. Beautiful picture. Who's that of?
That's a shot of us. Someone asked us to do a photo shoot for a magazine out in California. Do you remember what it was?
It was called Chatter. It was a magazine based on musicians and artists and fashion designers.
You look like Alyssa Milano in that picture, and you look like one of the Baldwins.
Interesting.
There you go. You two are cheating on each other. See that?
So I went to school with a couple of those Baldwins out in Long Island, in
Just reminds me of
Massapequa.
him. Yeah, one of them lived in my neighborhood.
Well, the
for
dad
a few
was a
years.
teacher in the
When
high school.
Stephen, I think. Stephen
Yeah.
lived out there. Wait, where do your kids sleep when they visit? Or don't you allow them to visit?
Well, it's, this place is mainly us, but they do come out and visit once in a while.
When they crash your party, where is it that you
We'll
let
show
them
you.
crash? Okay.
So here's the den kind of office guest room thing, and this room for me reminds me of all the years I spent out on tour. Things like the trunk here, which is a 1940s trunk from Goyard.
I think I mentioned our daughter's a painter. Bird Brain.
Oh, Bird Brain. I like the guitar though. Is that an Ovation?
No, this is an old Martin guitar that I've been playing for a lot of years. Scotty Moore, my pal, who was Elvis Presley's original guitar player, signed it for me a few years ago when I was on tour with him.
Where do your kids stay when they come?
Oh,
this
all right.
is all great.
All right.
Where do they sleep?
Well, what looks like an armoire here is actually a Murphy bed.
So cool.
Yeah, it's cool. The legs come down and.
So cool.
So that's where we stash the guest bed.
It's about 5 o'clock. You want a glass of champagne or
I think
something?
I'm smiling now. Yeah.
Right. I have done this before. Don't be
Few
afraid.
times?
Don't be
Professional.
afraid.
Okay. There he goes. There we go.
Bravo! Just like the
Right.
other times.
Thank you for having me a beautiful apartment.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. I can't wait to visit you in Laguna and see your huge home. And here's to both of you.
Here's to you, Danielle.
Thank you.
Glad you could join us.
When we come back, Danielle has an okay feeling about the night ahead of her. She then ends up having a nightcap at a landmark named after a legend.
You look amazing.
I collaborate with Justin Bieber. Jillian? Yeah. Why not? If Justin wants to, yes.
Oh my god. You'll have to check it on the website tomorrow.
He's gonna announce it.
I might Twitter it.
Guys, I'm first, pleased to meet you. I'm gonna bring you to your seat. My wife loves the show.
I want to tell you about these shoes. They're pretty amazing, actually.
Are those sapphires in there, or are they all diamonds?
These are tanzanite and diamonds. This is 225 carats. They're valued at $2 million.
These jewels are valued at $2 million.
$2 million. And they are...
Have they ever been worn?
They have never been worn.
Are you gonna wear them? They're not my size. Oh. I'm a big fan.
Jean-Claude Baker, our friend, has a restaurant called Chez Josephine, which is named after his mother, Josephine Baker, the great singer. Great restaurant and jazz club, and I'm gonna have a bite and a drink and maybe sit in with the band. Danielle, I'm so glad we're here at one of my favorite restaurants, Chez Josephine. And
Love the name,
isn't
by
it
the
great?
way, and who it's named after.
Yeah, and Josephine Baker's son, Jean-Claude, is going to come and join us in a little while.
And I wish you would have told me earlier because I actually have Josephine Baker's bed.
Really?
Yeah, too.
And some of our friends, Sarita Allen.
Hey, Danielle.
You're gorgeous.
And you are. I'm like,
FYI, one of my best friends.
Oh, yeah.
Hey. Sarita, we have to introduce Danielle.
Blaine Charles.
Well, we had the honor of dancing together. We met actually for a dance piece for Mark Davis, who brought us together, and we met. I was a nervous wreck. It was like, oh my God, Sarita Allen's coming, because I watched her every year as a child growing up, you know, like, and I was just like, I knew about her, and I was just like, oh my God, Sarita Allen's coming.
Tell me about your dance.
Well, I had this calling, and I was fortunate enough to know what I wanted to do at a young age. I was a baby ballerina. I joined the Alvin Ailey Company at 16. Yeah, Alvin Ailey choreographed like 5 ballets for me. You know, I've had this wonderful career
That's
dancing,
amazing.
and I'm still dancing.
You still?
I'm getting ready to have a concert next week for Carmen de Lavila, her 80th birthday party.
Which also brings me to our daughter Sadie.
Who's an artist in her own right? Josephine Baker being your mother. I mean, that's pretty incredible. She still brings like a spirit and a world to everything that she's touched. And she touched me
Thank you for
deeply.
saying that. It's wonderful. And because Josephine did something long before Angelina Jolie. I wouldn't mind if Brad Pitt was my father. But to go back to Josephine, she could not have children. And 50 years ago, she decided to make a better world. And we were called the Rainbow Tribe, children of different races, colors and religion. I have a Jewish brother, I have an Arab brother, Japanese, you know, and it was wonderful. Nobody did that in those days, you know. Thank you.
Key of C. I'd rather do C. 2, 1, 2.
did not rock that bass.
She tried though.
Yeah, we gotta love the arts, huh? And this has been, we're on 42nd Street, like the heart of the art industry. This literally is.
Yeah.
So how great is that?
I saw your work today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, the brain bird.
Oh, yeah.
To Josephine Baker.
Absolutely.
Adopted us.
Pretty good.
So good. So good. Thank you, Jill Manu.
And I'm very lucky because I'm the only one of the children who used to perform with her on stage. I used to be the MC of the show. I used to speak on behalf of my brother and sisters. And in the second part of the show, I could sing 2 songs.
What did you sing?
And you have like
Thank you for asking. I used to sing Aux Champs-Élysées, and I had a song written for me called Ich komm wieder kleine Geisha, German. I was a singer in Germany, which means I shall come back little geisha.
Oh my gosh. Nein, ich verstehe nichts.
Yeah. But you see, danke schön, ja, natürlich.
So Mark Davis brought us all these great people together to do this production for raising money for AIDS, and it's amazing. And that's how we met. And we've been together ever since.
But of course, I have a too strong French accent. Nobody wanted me as a singer. I didn't want it to hand by Donald Trump working in one of his casinos in Atlantic City. So I became a soup seller on 42nd Street.
And now look where you are now.
Bon appétit.
Magnificent. Thank you.
And this is what New York's all about, meeting all kinds of cool, interesting,
Definitely.
artistic people.
Thank you. All right.
It has been an amazing day, and I want to thank both of you for allowing me to be in your lives. And I look forward to all of your future endeavors. And here's to now and forever.
Cheers.
Southern.
I'm super wealthy, baby. I got that money that flows.
I did a band called Phantom Rocker and Slick. That was myself, my drummer from the Stray Cats, and Earl Slick, who was David Bowie's guitar player. And we were recording here in New York and invited Keith Richards to come down and record a song with us. Drank whiskey, smoked Marlboros, and at the end of the session, I'm looking around and realized that Keith had left with my leopard jacket. So that was his pay for it, I guess. When we got this New York apartment, we started to go through our art, and we've got a much larger collection of pieces in Laguna Beach, but we realized that, you know, Andy Warhol's gotta be here in New York.
My paper long as shit. I'm lit up like it's Vegas. She can skate up on my wrist. They hate her cause she made it